Hello, hello. How are you? I am talking about when to get a cortisone injection. I get this question a lot. I thought I would just come on here and say hello and talk about that. So, a lot of people ask, I have knee pain. I have, you know, whatever. I have knee pain. Let's just leave it at that. And I don't know what to do about the pain. It's still there, and I think I should do a cortisone injection because it worked for Sally down the street, it worked for my friend, it worked for my aunt, whoever it is. And so there's one specific instance that I actually recommend a cortisone injection. And it And it's because it doesn't always work. The cortisone injections don't always work. And they should be used sparingly, meaning they shouldn't be done willy-nilly. No, there are lots of doctors that kind of just give them out like they're giving out candy at Halloween. And then you find out that the injection didn't work, and you're like, well, shoot, what the hell? That didn't work. I still have pain. And I don't recommend doing it if it's not going to work, because the cortisone actually does more damage to the cartilage than if it's not right. And so the cortisone, sorry, I'm distracted. Levi's trying to get at something, I don't know, right next to me. So let me bring it back. So cortisone injections, they don't always work. And I don't recommend getting them if you're not sure if it's going to work. And that's because the cortisone does more damage in the long run. Cartilage will eat away at tendons. Cortisone will eat away at tendons. Cortisone will eat away at cartilage, which then makes the problem worse. So if you do a cortisone injection directly into a tendon, it weakens the tendon. If you do a cortisone injection into the knee, it starts breaking down the cartilage even more. And if you have arthritis, then you already have wear and tear. And so you don't want more of that, because that's just going to lead you down the road to needing a knee replacement. And not everybody with arthritis or meniscus problems or old knee problems in general need a knee replacement. And so by limiting your cortisone injections, that will help you prevent a knee replacement and prevent other surgeries down the line as well. So that's why I don't just say go get one. It's also the reason why insurances only cover 3 injections a year. It's not because they only want to pay for 3. It's because if you have too many, it will do more damage. And so they actually aren't supporting you doing something that will cause more damage. So what is the instance where I recommend somebody do a cortisone injection? So cortisone is very helpful for acute inflammation, new inflammation from a new injury, a new accident, a new surgery. It's a brand new pain. Your knee is swollen, it's warm, it's pink or red, and it's painful. You can't get comfortable. There's no position where you can get comfortable. You can't sit, you can't lay. It feels like a gnawing pain. It's deep. And then the biggest key I listen for is when my clients tell me that no matter what they do, the knee hurts so much that they can't get any sleep because they can't get comfortable. This is when I recommend a cortisone injection. When the pain interrupts your sleep, you're too uncomfortable, you can't find a position to go to sleep. So that's when I recommend the cortisone injection. I've said this to clients before. I go through a series of questions with them of, does your knee only hurt with certain movements? Yes or no? Does your knee only hurt with certain activities like walking, specific exercises like squats or lunges or running, something like that? Yes or no? And then, does your knee hurt so much that you can't get comfortable in any position to sleep? Yes or no? So I go through these questions because if the pain is just with certain movements, cortisone's likely not going to help. If the pain is just during certain activities, it's only when I walk, it's only when I squat, it's only when I do lunges, it's only when I go running. Cortisone likely won't work because that's not what cortisone is meant to do. You don't have acute inflammation if it's not all of the time. Once that inflammation calms down, yes, you may still have some pain, but it comes and goes. So a cortisone injection really only works for acute pain. It doesn't work for it only works for acute inflammation. And so you likely have pain that's unrelenting, can't let you sleep from an acute pain, a new injury, a new accident, a new surgery. But that acute pain, if it's not taken care of, then turns into chronic pain, which is actually, it turns into chronic inflammation, which is actually a problem in your whole body, not just in the knee itself anymore. So the pain and the inflammation are no longer just in the knee. So cortisone doesn't work. So if you're having pain that is only when you walk, it's only when you squat, it's only when you lunge, it's only when you get up after sitting for 30 minutes, it's only when you've been standing for too long, it's only when you go running. In those instances, cortisone is not your best bet. You should do other things to get rid of the chronic inflammation and the pain, because you shouldn't have to deal with those kinds of pains. You shouldn't have to deal with pain when walking. You shouldn't have to deal with pain squatting. You shouldn't have to deal with pain doing lunges. You shouldn't have to deal with pain during running or after sitting too long at the dinner table or after standing too long when you cook. But cortisone's not going to get rid of those pains for you. So in my professional experience, I've seen cortisone work when the pain is so bad and so unrelenting that you can't get in any position and you can't sleep. I've actually asked a doctor to give my husband a cortisone injection. This was years ago, where he hurt his shoulder. He's had rotator cuff surgeries. He's had biceps tendon surgeries in his shoulder. And he overthrew a ball to Levi, who's sitting over there in the corner. He overthrew a ball to Levi and flared up his shoulder. And it went on about 10 days and he wasn't getting any sleep. And so I asked the doctor, I said, he's not getting any sleep. I'm not getting any sleep. Can you please give him a cortisone injection? And that's when I recommend it. Because if you can't sleep, you're never going to heal, for one. And that means that the inflammation is so bad that you're too uncomfortable. So a cortisone injection works very well there. If your knee only hurts during certain movements or only hurts during certain activities, the cortisone just tends to not work really well. So if the pain and inflammation are so bad, you have a knee that's red hot and swollen, and it's so painful you can't get in any position to be comfortable, that's when you may consider doing a cortisone injection, because professionally I have seen that that's when it tends to work. All right, that's everything for now. I will talk to you guys soon.